Hi friends, welcome to our Read Aloud for today. We are continuing our book, Lions at Lunchtime. We are on chapter 2, Jump Beasts Jump. This is what the picture looks like as we get started. So remember, our friends just landed in Africa and we are getting ready to see the adventure that they are going to go on. Bright light flooded the treehouse again. A rustling sound came from outside the window. Annie peeked out and laughed. "Hey there," she said. Jack looked out too. A giraffe was eating leaves off the tree. It had a sweet, goofy face. Jack peered at the world beyond the giraffe. He couldn't believe his eyes. He saw a huge grassy plain, a wide river, and tons of birds and animals. More than he had ever imagined in one place. Giraffes and zebras were on the side of the river where Jack and Annie were. Thompson's gazelles and the big-horned animals were on the other side. "Where are the lions?" said Jack. "I don't know," said Annie. "Do you think it's always this crowded?" "Let's find out," said Jack. He picked up the book on Africa and looked at the picture of the animals. He read aloud. "Every year in late spring, thousands of zebras and gazelles and millions of wildebeests migrate from the dry plains of Tanzania to Kenya." "What's migrate mean?" said Annie. That sounds like an expert word. Jack pushed his glasses into place. "It means they go someplace else for part of the year, like birds going south for the winter." "Oh, right," said Annie. Jack turned the page to read more. "Before they are safe in Kenya, the animals must first cross the Mara River. Zebras go first, then wildebeest, then tiny gazelles swim last." "Oh," said Annie in a sad voice. "What's wrong?" said Jack. "Poor beasts." She looks out the window. "They seem afraid." On the far side of the river, the horned animals were standing at the edge of the steep bank of the river. They stared down nervously at the rushing water. "Jump, beasts, jump!" Annie shouted. "Don't be silly, they can't hear you," said Jack. He studied the broad plain. "I wonder where the lions are," he said. "I don't know, but I have to go," said Annie. "Go where?" said Jack. "To the river to help them," she said. "Help who?" said Jack. "Those wild beasts on the other side," said Annie. "I have to help them migrate." "Are you nuts?" said Jack. Jack handed the scroll and started. Annie handed Jack the scroll and started out of the treehouse. "Wait a second," said Jack. "We haven't even read Morgan's riddle yet." Annie stopped on the ladder. "Read it now," she said. Jack unrolled the ancient scroll and read aloud. "I'm the color of gold and as sweet as can be, but beware of the danger that's all around me. What am I?" Annie started down again. "Annie, we'll look for the answer in a minute," said Annie. "What are you doing?" Jack called, but there was no stopping her. Jack watched as she hopped off the ladder. Then she started to walk through the tall grass between the zebras and giraffes. "I don't believe her," he said to himself. He quickly put the Africa book back into his pack. He started down the ladder. When he stepped onto the ground, he looked around carefully. The giraffes were eating the tree leaves. The zebras were grazing in the grass. Tons of birds flapped overhead. This is okay, he thought. He just had one little question. Where are the lions? Okay, friends, make a prediction what you think when you think we might see those lions. Make a prediction of what you think might happen. Remember, we know a lot about these characters, just like you guys have been studying in Reader's Workshop. We know a lot about Jack and Annie because we've read quite a few books about them. One thing that we know about Annie is that she always seems to be the more adventurous one, right? She's always the first one to jump out. And Jack is usually a little bit more timid. He usually is not as excited to go as Annie is. But make a prediction about what you think might happen by the end of the book based on what we know about Jack. Think about our last book and how Jack at first was really scared. Remember when we were reading about the Wild West, he didn't want to be there at all. He didn't want to help. Well, he didn't really want to help those horses because he was really scared. But I think he did want them to be safe. But by the end, what was he doing? He was a cowboy. He was doing such an awesome job and he was being so brave. So make a prediction about what you think might happen to Jack at the end of our book, or how his attitude might change, and if you think they might see some lions pretty soon. Okay, friends, thanks for reading with me. Bye.